Good morning, boys and girls in our third grade classrooms. Today is Monday, May 4th, and I am seeing you in a different way this week and for the rest of our virtual learning at home. I will not be doing morning meeting anymore, but I'll be doing something that we did at the same time in our classrooms. Number Corner! Woo! I always love Number Corner because it was a time for us to come together in the morning and start our brains working and just start thinking about math. I know that this has a little bit of a glare, but this is my best option since I have a metal door and these magnets stick right to the door. It's perfect. So this month for Number Corner, we are going to be focusing on finding equivalent fractions. Equivalent? Mrs. Kane, I don't remember what that means. Well, I'll tell you. Equivalent means something is equal. So I know we did a lot of things in math where we did addition problems where we had to see if the size of an equation were equivalent. So if I had 1 plus 2 equals 3 plus 0, is that equivalent? Yes, each side has 3. So if I were on the scale, would they balance? Would they be the same? Yes, because they're equivalent. So we're going to take that thinking and we're going to put it into our fractions. Woo, woo, woo. And I love fractions. Fractions are so fun. So let me start off with a little refresher in case we do remember. Fractions, I hope this isn't backwards. Numerator is a part, and that's what's on the top. And the denominator is the whole. The denominator down, that's what I think of. So if you take a look here, we have a half. The numerator is 1. The denominator is 2. Because there are 2 parts in the whole thing, and only one part is shaded. One part is shaded. So here I say to myself, how many parts are in the whole? The whole thing has 3, the denominator, and 2 parts are shaded, the numerator. So 2/3 are shaded. Over here, we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 in the whole. So I have a 5 at the bottom. And 3 of them are shaded. So 3/5 are shaded. So let's get to work starting to fill out our calendar grid for the month. So we always have our date. We have description of part and whole. And we have the fraction that will represent it. And over here, we can make other observations that tell us a little bit about what we see. All right, so I'm going to show you our first card for this month. So for the 1st of May, because we're going to backtrack a few days, we have this card. So I'm going to ask you in your head to think of some observations that you might share if you were in class. So look at this picture and think about, what do I observe? What do I see? Well, right off the bat, in my head, I say, oh, that's an array. That is an array because there are equal amounts in the rows and the columns. Oh, I kind of feel like a weather person where I have to look in the screen to see what I'm doing. All right, so this is an array, and I would say to myself 1, 2, 3, 4 by 3, or 3 by 4. So I know that this array has 12 tiles. That's the whole. That's the denominator is 12. There are 12 parts, okay? So we could make some observations that say how many parts are blue, what is the fraction that's blue, or what's the fraction that's red. We're going to focus on the red for the month of May. So here I see 1, 2 of the parts are red. So I'm going to come over to my chart. So the date, we're going to just do a 1 here. And it's going to say description of part and whole. So here I'm going to put 2 out of 12. Oops, I'm sorry, in the fraction. 2 out of 12. This marker is not working out so well for me. Let's try a different color. So 2 out of 12 are red. So the description of the part and whole, that's where I can write that. So I can write 2 out of 12 are red. Okay? Simple as that. And it asked me to make another observation. So I'm going to try to make another mathematical observation. And I'm going to look at this and I'm going to say, if I had to think about this and I was thinking in terms of halves, is this red part more or less than a half? So I know there's 12 altogether. What's half of 12? Half of 12. What doubles fact is 12? Or what times 2 is 12? Or I could just cut it in half and say, how many are on this side? 6. So the red is less than half. So I'm going to write less than half are red. All right, so we have our first day done. All right, so go ahead and focus your eyes on our 2-piece. All right, oh, pizza, yummy. And this looks like a ham and pineapple, pepperoni and pineapple. I know there's a big debate across the country about putting pineapple on a pizza. I say go for it. Why not? All right, so we're going to take a look now, and I'm going to say, what's my denominator? That's how many are there in the whole thing. So I can count 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So on the bottom of my fraction, on the bottom part, I'm going to put a 6. And then on the top, I'm going to put how many pieces are there. The numerator is going to be what's there. And we see how many pieces of pizza? Only one. Someone was so hungry. So my fraction is 1/6, or we call it 1/6. And that's what we stressed in my class, that the fractions, we always get a th on the end. So our description of the part and whole, and we could say there is 1/6 of the pizza left. And you know what? I need to put a capital letter because that is a complete sentence and a period. Day 2. And then observations, other observations. So I'm going to say, if 1/6 is there, how much is gone? How much was already eaten? So I'm going to count the empty spaces. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 5, 6 have been eaten. So I'm going to write 5, 6 have been eaten. And then like last time, think about in terms of halves. Is this more or less than a half? What's left? Definitely less, because half of this pizza would only be 3 slices, and there are less than 3 slices. There's only one left. All right. Well, let's go ahead and take a look at our third day. Our third day is taking this clock, and we're taking this clock and we're splitting it into parts. So to figure out how many parts they want, I'm going to look at the clock. And I'm going to see that this much of the clock is shaded yellow. So that is, 5/10. That's 1/10 of the clock. So if I take that clock and I split it into 10, so I'm going to go, so this is 10, and then here we have 20, 30, 40, 50, and then we're at the next hour to make 60 minutes. I know my lines aren't perfect, but let's see how much of this clock is yellow. So first I'm going to say, okay, we can either start at the numerator or denominator. Let's try numerator this time. 1. 1 is yellow, right? So on top of my fraction, I'm going to put 1. On the bottom, the denominator, I'm going to put how many parts there are in all. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 1 out of 6. Didn't we already have 1/6 one day? Yeah, that was the day before. 1/6 is of the hour has gone by. That can be my observation. 1/6 of the hour has passed. Day 3. So, oh man, how many minutes are in 1/6 of an hour? What's the yellow part? 5, 10. 10 minutes are in 1/6 of an hour. If I divide 60 by 10, isn't it 6? Is it 6 times 10, 60? Oh, I think so. Very cool. So that's what I'm going to write in my other observations. 1/6 of an hour is 10 minutes. All right, here we go. We're on to our last one which is actually today. So we would say, Boise Girls, today is Monday, May 4th, 2020. Oh, yesterday was Kieran's birthday. Just a reminder, K-Dog, happy birthday yesterday. So here we're looking at eggs. So first we have to figure out how many eggs there are here. So how many eggs come in a dozen? I know a dozen stands for 12, so my denominator down is going to be 12. And then I say, well, how many eggs are there? And I see 2 delicious white eggs. So we have 2/12 that are here. Okay, so we will say that our observations are 2/12 of the eggs are left. And then over here for our observations, I'm going to say that means how many have been eaten already. If 2 out of 12 have been eaten, that means how many empty spaces are there? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Is 2 plus 10 12? Yeah, we take 2, this part, plus the empty 10, this part, to get 12, which is in the hole. So we're going to say 10 eggs have been eaten, or we can say 10/12 have been eaten. If we want to put it in fraction terms, oh great, wonderful. All right, so that's our day 4, so we are all caught up here, okay? So we will keep filling in our calendar as we go. All right, thank you for joining me this morning. I will see you tomorrow, and we're going to see what we are collecting for the rest of the month. So today at home, your at-home activity, try it out, is you could do some drawing of fractions and just naming what they are. Simply just like this, and writing an observation. 3/5 here, and you can write out a sentence, mathematical sentence. 3/5 of the shape are shaded. So that means 2/5 of the shape are unshaded. You can write it in a lovely sentence. You don't have to post it or anything, but you could write it in the comments. You could write, I made a shape that has 5 parts. 3/5 are shaded and 2/5 are unshaded. And the way to do a fraction on your Chromebook is you would push the first number, so 2, and then you would push the slash number or sign. It's with the question mark, and then you would do 2/5. So that would be 2/5. Okay. All right, guys. Thanks for joining me this morning. I will see you tomorrow. Have a great day.